Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Water 2 channel. I'm with Kars again, and today we're back on Naruto because you guys absolutely loved it. As of recording, the last Naruto video has over 700 views. The plot holes, you guys went absolutely crazy on it, so thank you so much for the support. But today, we're talking about and possibly debating, is Kakashi stronger without his Sharingan after the war? So there's some positives in his skill, some negatives. But honestly, based off some stuff, I think he actually got stronger. So for starters, we all know Kakashi got his Sharingan from Obito when Obito died. And a little rundown. Most of you guys probably know what a Sharingan is, but it basically allows the user to predict moves and to copy jutsus, like as Kakashi was known as the copy ninja. But because it was Obito's Sharingan, just like how with Sasuke's Rinnegan, he can't turn it off because it's not his. So that brings a bit of a thing in it. So his eye was always covered, right?
It drains chakra constantly having the eye.
Yeah.
The Uchiha clan wanted to actually remove his eye, but they said since it was Obito's wishes, they were gonna keep it. It drains chakra, but I do believe that the only reason Kakashi's as powerful as he is today is because of the eye. He copied 1,000 jutsu with the eye, but then still had all 1,000 of those jutsu in his arsenal without the chakra draining from his eye.
So Kakashi lost his eye when Madara absolutely snatched it out of him, and Naruto gave him obviously a replacement eye. But I just want to go over a few things. Obviously, the jutsu Kakashi copied while having the Sharingan, he still keeps. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but he can no longer copy any jutsu. He can't predict moves, which means he can no longer use the Chidori. So Chidori was the move that Kakashi made, but because of the tunnel vision, he can no longer use that move. So now it forces him to adapt and make new moves. We'll just compare War Kakashi to post-War Kakashi. I feel like that's just before he lost it, after he lost it, because the war really showed off the majority of his skills. Obviously, we see how capable he is in other episodes, but the war, we'll just use the war because that we can all admit Kakashi was at his strongest in the war. That was the best show of his power. So Kakashi had pretty good amount of chakra. I think like he went through most of the war without running out of chakra, which was absolutely crazy considering he had the Sharingan on the whole time. Everyone was using jutsus, and I'm talking more like the big battle, but the war was only like taking over the span of like 3 days or something. It was it was, so he didn't run out of chakra the entire time. He was going strong, and he was able to keep up with a lot of people. We saw like he was able to take on Obito no problem. He was able to keep up with Minato no problem, like KCM Minato by that. But the thing is, he was really good with the Sharingan. The Sharingan allowed him to see the moves, see it. But when he lost it, a lot of stuff changed. Now, most people are going to say he is so much weaker now that he doesn't have it. And at the start, you were absolutely right. When he first lost his Sharingan, his jutsus and his moves relied on it. So it forced him to change his attacks, forced him to change his arsenal up. But we know that Kakashi is really good at adapting and is certainly able to create new stuff. So basically, a lot of the information we'll be getting, or almost all the information, will be from Boruto itself, scenes with Kakashi, just talks of him, and the manga Kakashi Retsuden, which shows him a bit after the war and some of his powers, some of his skills, and how he's been adapting to it. But we see how he was able to improve his jutsus. So we all know that Kakashi has Earth Release, right? And he's pretty good at the Mud Wall, right? You know the Mud Wall, Cars?
I love the mud wall. It's a great Earth Release jutsu.
Kakashi was able to actually upgrade the Mud Wall. Do you know how like every element has like something it's strong against and something it's weak against? Like how
of course,
fire is obviously weak to water, right?
Yeah, Earth is weak to
lightning.
Lightning, yeah, and then strong against wind, I think.
So Kakashi was able to refine his mud wall into a quartz mud wall. So that alone is already showing his level of adaptability and how he got stronger. But not only that, not only was it stronger than a mud wall, can you guess what it was resistant to?
Lightning.
Lightning. So he was able to make a jutsu like without, obviously with weaknesses, but without the elemental weakness, which is absolutely crazy. And like I said, Kakashi went through the entire war without losing chakra, right? But keep in mind, he was using a Sharingan that whole time. Think about how much chakra he would have. He does have now without the Sharingan, right? Like he has loads of chakra now that it doesn't get drained by Sharingan, which means Kakashi was able to hold that wall for 12 hours. He was able to maintain a jutsu for 12 hours. I think that goes to show just how much chakra he has and how he's like able to show off that he is still just as skilled without it. So going back to the Retsuden with Kakashi and Kakatsu Retsuden, the 6th Hokage and the failure boy, there is a plot of in the land of Ridaku, there is not a lot of water to actually keep people alive. So the Sage's 6 paths gave them a Shuegu, which basically is a tool that can create infinite water. So during the novel, something goes wrong and it keeps spouting out water. And what Kakashi does is he uses his fire release and creates a bunch of phoenixes that are able to overpower and stop the water. So already alone, like with the mud wall, how we talked about weaknesses within elements, fire is weak to water. Water can easily overpower fire. But the fact that he was able to use his fire release, already weak to water, against a tool of the Sage of 6 paths is absolutely crazy to show his strength, especially in a 3rd elemental release. That's absolutely crazy to see and very, very, very impressive. And goes to show how he doesn't really need a Sharingan because he has just that pure talent and skill with just everyday jutsus. But now obviously the big thing is Chidori, Kakashi's, I wouldn't say, would you say it's a signature move?
I would totally.
So Kakashi's signature move, obviously Chidori. Now he is absolutely unable to use that anymore, which creates a big problem. Like mud wall, quartz wall, that's just a defense skill that you can't really do anything with that. But Kakashi was able to get his purple lightning in Boruto. He has his purple lightning, and that lightning is probably stronger than Chidori. And let me explain why. So we all know, like I said before, Chidori creates tunnel vision. So purple lightning is basically equivalent in strength to Chidori, but doesn't have the tunnel vision, making it a lot stronger than Chidori. At least a lot more versatile in the sense that more people can use it, meaning that you have more opportunities to upgrade it, and the weakness of being vulnerable to attacks while using it, such as like tunnel vision, isn't actually here. It's not a factor, it's not a problem. So we don't get to see Kakashi use much of purple lightning, but we do get to see him use it against Nue. So Nue is composed or like made up of a lot of Hashirama cells, which, as most people know, it's the cells that everyone has been after. We've seen Madara with them, we've seen Obito with them. It basically boosts your strength as well as has regenerative properties. So we see Kakashi take on Nue, at least momentarily, using his purple lightning, and he's able to slice through, almost looks like no difficulty at all, through Nue. So Nue, in terms of power scale, would be stronger than any of the toads that Naruto can summon, but I wouldn't say it's equivalent to a tailed beast or like anywhere near any tailed beast, but it is stronger than the toad, so we'll put him in like that power range. But even so, just easy boom, slice through. Overall, that's pretty impressive, and it goes to show how strong it really is and how easy it is to use. So not only in Boruto do we get to see Kakashi fight Nue and do pretty good, but there's also another scene where he fights the Jiraiya clone Kashin Koji. So like I said, it's a Jiraiya clone. So in terms of power level, I would say Jiraiya is around mid to high Kage level. Obviously he was a much better pick for Kage than Tsunade in terms of strength, and he was able to go head to head with a lot of opponents. So I'd put him at mid Kage level, high Kage level, but obviously Kashin Koji is probably a bit higher than that, so I put him at high Kage level. Obviously it changes with the power dynamic of the show, but I'd say they're both mid to high, but just Kashin Koji is just a bit higher, giving that extra power boost. But Kakashi absolutely threw hands with it, and just taijutsu alone, he was able to make Kashin Koji retreat, showing just how strong his taijutsu has grown since losing the Sharingan. But not only that, with the Sharingan, he was able to predict moves, so taijutsu would come a lot more naturally and a lot more easily. But now without it, it's really just a matter of pure reaction time, which really goes to show how strong he is.
So I think in the end, right, we could kind of come to the conclusion that he is stronger without the Sharingan.
Yeah, well, what do you think personally, Kars? What do you think?
I think this is just a lesson that he lost his Sharingan and he used it all to his advantage. The whole point of the Uchihas is that they're born into power, and he was just a genius, and he figured out how to manufacture a quartz wall and his purple lightning in order to therefore better himself. He's a genius. You don't have to be born into something great to be great. That's, I think, what his character teaches us.
Exactly.
I mean, what does he really have in his bloodline? Maybe a lot of chakra, since his dad was also pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about a wrap for me.
He had crazy amount of chakra. For the amount of times he was using Kamui in the fucking war, that just goes to show how much he has. And the fact that he didn't run out once. But yeah, honestly, on his own, he did crazy good.
I agree.
So I honestly think Kakashi is more powerful without it. At least he was able to adapt to become very powerful without it.
I think that's a fair point.
Obviously, we probably won't see much more of him in Boruto, just because I feel like, you know, he's not really the focus. So we're not going to be able to see him show off his power as much. But like I said, there's that manga that has it, and I assume there might be more coming out in the future. So yeah, we'll be able to see his power then. But honestly, Kakashi started off as a Jonin at what, like 12, without the Sharingan, which just goes to show he was already skilled without it. But now that he actually doesn't have it, I think because of how able he was to adapt to it and how he was able to just refine his technique and not rely on it, makes him much more powerful than he was before.
And I'm just going to end this with a question. We're not going to discuss an answer to that, but I want you all to think and comment something to me. Why the hell do you think Kakashi wears that mask everywhere he goes? They never covered it. He wore that since he was 8 years old until he was the Hokage. He wore it in the hospital, in the hot springs. Why do you guys think he wore the mask his whole life? That is my question to all of you for the comments. Thank you to everybody. Keep racing, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Yeah, like Kars said, remember, comment down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, dislike. If you dislike, let us know why down below in the comments. If you have a different opinion, or you think Kakashi is weaker without the Sharingan, let us know. If you think he is stronger, but you have some reasons we didn't list, also let us know. But yeah, that's gonna end it for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, guys.